So, day 2 of tiling. This is kind of where we left off. I didn't do the proper planning on my little recessed cubby there. I lined it up with the shelf, but I lined it up with the shelf with the cap on it, which means that my tile line would land differently. So I'm going to have to add a little block in there and bring that thing up a little bit. So you can see the wide space there, and you can see the bottom of the hole. The bottom of that hole actually lines up with the shelf on the other side. But you know, I wasn't thinking about the cap when I did that. Or was I? No, I was thinking about the cap when I did that. I wasn't thinking about the tile. And in order to get the tile to line up the way I want, I'm just gonna make the cubby a little bit smaller, still hold shampoo and all that. But anyway, we just left off with this. We are gonna have to do cutting tomorrow of all the small bits. You can see how the ceiling tapers off there, so that'd be a little tricky. We'll end up doing that probably with a grinder. We got to make the return around this corner. There's the shelf I've been talking about. This tile was all done yesterday. A little gap around the plumbing there, be hidden by the cabinets. But we've made it around this bit. Got a gap at the top there because the space is a little bit narrower than a full width of a tile. And because we're cutting tile with one of those romper room wheel and pressure cutters, we can't cut that on the fly. I'll have to cut that with a grinder tomorrow when I'm doing tricky cuts. Got to wrap that skinny bit of wall there. Those metal pieces are the European style tile caps, which I never use, don't really know that I understand. So I'll be winging that. I think I can make it work. We'll have to wrap that corner, take it over to the stone and up, and that'll be that. I hope. Theoretically, we will also be tiling the big hole above the shelf. Haven't done that yet because of all the mixed reviews. I didn't really think about it in my planning, but that's a painted plaster wall, which I thought, well, shoot, that'll be fine. I've read all kinds of different opinions from everyone who has one about what you need to do to a painted wall in order to tile over it. The one I'm going to go with is scratch up the surface to give it a little purchase. That's what I would do if I was painting it with a different type of paint. I'd scratch it up and I'd seal it up with shellac, Zinsser or Ben, something like that. The scratching, give it a place for a physical purchase as well as a chemical bond, and it would last forever. I personally think this adhesive will probably stick to damn near anything. But anyway, that's about 1 million tiles, way more than an amateur tile guy probably ever wants to do again. We'll continue this saga when the rest of the tile's in.